our new dash cam, the Nextbase 112. So here it is, our new dash cam, the Nextbase 112. Let's get it open and have a little look. Thank you for purchasing. Please visit our... can't get my words out today. Please visit our website to check for the latest available firmware release, to download the instructions and update on your dash cam. So that's something I have to do first, is go onto their website and just check that it's got the up-to-date information on it. I'm really excited about this, having looked online a little look before I bought it. We should be able to permanently fit the wire right the way down to be charged, and it has a little quick release magnetic hold, so it's easy to pull it off quickly. So we're trying that out later. So it is really small. You can see it's the size of the palm of my hand, and I'm not the tallest, biggest person in the world. Have a little look. I like the fact that it actually has buttons on it rather than a touchscreen. I don't think it's a touchscreen, but I prefer that, because if you're driving along, you don't want to be fussing about with a touchscreen, do you? You want to just be able to press that button. That looks like the lockdown button for if there's an incident. So we'll be having a proper look at that later. But it's nice and small, should be quite discreet when in the car. What else have we got in here? This looks like the cradle for it. So suction cap, that will be where we connect this to. I believe this just pops off. Should really be doing this so you can see me. This should just pop off. It's a little dust cap. There you go. And there's the cradle. Oh! It is, it's magnets. Easy. There we go. Pulls apart nice and easy too. Should put that dust cap back on so I don't forget. That looks like quite a short lead, so that must be for putting it into the computer to check all the up-to-date information is on there. And then this looks like a very, very long. Look at that, that's going to be huge. Hopefully that will work so that we won't have to fuss about with having wires dangling down in front of us when we're driving. Bobby, congratulations on the purchase of your dash cam. This is an easy peel sticker designed to be placed in the rear of your car. Ooh. We suggest that you do not place the sticker on any windows that open or closed, and it's easily removed and will not leave any residue. That's good, so we can let everyone know, hey, we're filming you. What else have we got in here? Please charge, and there's our instruction manual, so I'll be putting that in and having a little look at that later. So instruction manual, little warning to make sure we charge it, quick start guide, make sure that we go online and get all the right information on there, so I'll be doing that first. Congratulations on your Nextbase, that's the sticker. We'll put that in just to make sure everybody knows that we are recording them. That's, I'm assuming, just to pop into the computer. And that's our very long cable in order that we can fit it into the car with no dangly wires hanging down. There's our magnetic cradle, making it really easy to put it on and really easy to take it off. No fuss. And there's our dash cam itself, which, like I said, is really, really little and should be nice and hidden in the car, not making it too obvious. As we show our car, or will be showing our car at events, I don't really want anything detracting from it that wouldn't have been around in the 80s when the car was first made. So it'd be nice that that will be hidden away and people won't be able to spot it easily. Okay, so I'll pop that all back in the box so that I can go and charge it, have a look online and just check that I've got all the necessary information on it.
Right, so I'm in the car, beautiful sunny day, got my Nextbase ready to pop it in. Now this cradle comes off very simply. She says I'm going to try and do it with one hand to show you how easy it is, and it's magnetic, so it clips in really nicely. And then this bit pops onto your windscreen. Now there's some really good advice on their website about where on your windscreen is okay to place it. And the reason why I say that is because this windscreen wiper area here, it's illegal, I think. I'm pretty sure it's illegal. It's definitely advised not to do it. Don't put anything in that field of vision. But anything up here, this sort of end, this is fine. And down here. But double check on their website, they've got some really great things. So that's why when you hang stuff on here, you've got to make sure it's not in your windscreen wiper zone, because this is your field of vision. Okay. So I've experimented with a few different places for this, and I quite like it up around here, and it means that I can still see that everything's recorded okay. The sun is much brighter than I'd anticipated. Okay, now there's a couple of things I've noticed when using it. It will come on with your engine when it's plugged in. Okay, now parking mode is brilliant. It will sense a nudge in the car and it will turn on. The only thing with parking mode is don't leave it in parking mode if you're going to be removing this space from the car, because you literally move it and it will come on and start recording. So only put it into parking mode if you're definitely going to be parked up. So if you're using this in multiple vehicles, I suggest taking it out of parking mode and putting it in parking mode only when you're parked. Because when you're moving it between two cars, it will come on its own. Which freaked me out the first time that happened. To charge other items. Now I'm just going to plug this in so I can show you. Now I have figured out a way that I can get it all seamed in really nicely down these joints. But I think I'm going to spend, I think it was under £15 for a plug-in kit that will keep it wired in. Right, I think I'll use my other hand now. This can be removed. I need to look into more about whether it's worth keeping it on there or not. Okay, so the engine is off and that's off. Did it work? There we go. Straight on. I'm hoping you can see this is such a bright day. Yeah, it should be up to you. Now, we have filmed this in some really dire conditions on the road. We literally towed back. There, autofocus is not happy, is it? We literally towed back in ice, sleet, snow and really heavy rain. So I've got some really interesting images to show you. During the day, this is absolutely, I'm hoping you can see it, I will add in a bit of recording to show you. This is absolutely crisp, and you can pretty much see number plates too, but you can definitely get a really good field of vision of what's going on. Now bear in mind, this is the kind of middle level. It was under £50, under £50. So you are not getting mega high resolution, but for what I need it for, it's pretty perfect for the price. If you are doing a heck of a lot of driving and you want to be 100% sure that you're going to catch more of the number plates and a wider field of vision, maybe you have a much bigger car than I do, then I would suggest looking at the one up from this. But as a good starter model, as something to make sure that you've got one of these in your car, I think this is a bargain at £50. It takes up to a 32 gigabyte memory, and what it will do is it will film for up to 5-minute increments. And when I first read that, I thought, oh, that's going to be such a pain, but it's actually really good, because what it will do is it will film for 5 minutes and then film another 5 minutes, but continual recording. And what it will do then is you can then pick out that 5 minutes, and you can press this emergency button here, and this will lock that 5 minutes down, the last 5 minutes of recording, and make sure that you can't record over it. So if we were to have a bump right now, I could go, right, I want to save that 5 minutes, and make sure you don't record over it. Because where you've got a card in there of only up to 32 gig, what it does, so you're always recording, is it will go back to the very first 5 minutes that it recorded, and it will record over that.
This is us towing back our Project Caravan the other day. As you can see, the date and time are clearly marked, which is really good in case of an accident.
Coming up on the right hand side is a motorhome. I wanted to show what it would look like in really bad conditions and heavy rain. As you can see, it's quite hard to make out the number plate. But remember, this is only shot in 720 HD, not full HD. So you are getting your money's worth, I think, at £50. Well, under £50 currently. But these are very bad conditions with heavy rain and limited lighting. We're about to change now from a very well lit motorway to a non-lit motorway, and you can see the stark contrast. You can still quite clearly make some models of cars, but as we start to lose the lights on the motorway, it starts getting much harder to see information. Now we've lost those main lights on the motorway, you can see that we are now relying solely on our lights and the lights of those cars around us. Unfortunately, some don't know not to use their fog lights in heavy rain, as it just creates blurring on your windscreen and makes it difficult for everyone to see. We can still see road signs clearly though. The dashcam is still recording while we're parked, so you can see the difference with very limited lighting and no headlights.
It's really small, it's really compact, you can pop that in your handbag even really easily. I was a bit disappointed it doesn't come with like a dust bag that you can leave it in the car in, but it wouldn't be easy to make or buy one of those. And to be honest, as long as you look after it and you don't just throw it into your glove box, I think it will last really well. It doesn't feel like a cheaply made product. It's really nice and tactile. It's got a good size screen even though it's compact. Easy to use buttons. The menu is very, very easy. I'll turn the engine off now that I've shown you that it starts on the engine. Make sure that you charge it before you use it and that it's plugged in. Now, one thing I've noticed, and it's quite an interesting point, we've tried this in both our cars now, and we now only have one car. We've sold our lovely grey car, our Touran, so we just have the Volvo now. This car, the lighter switches off with the engine. In the Touran, it doesn't switch off the power to the lighter, and when I say lighter I mean 12-point plug. Now, that means that in this particular Volvo, as soon as you turn on the engine, this has power and turns this on with your engine. But in the Touran, the power doesn't get cut off, so it doesn't turn this off and it continually recorded. So that's just something to keep in mind, because you've obviously only got a certain amount of data that you can store, and it will start recording back over old data like I've already explained. So you'll need to physically turn it off if your power does not disconnect from it when you turn off your engine. Another point is you can buy a separate accessory that means that you can hardwire this into your car, obviously to the cradle, so you can still remove this. And I think that's what I'm going to do. That suits my needs best. That means that I get my cigarette charger bit back, my 12-volt charger back to charge other items in the car, and it also means that I don't have to faff about with this insanely long bit of wiring. It's brilliant that it comes with such a long bit of wiring, because if you have a really big car, you could we even tested it in the Touran, and we could plug this in the boot and plug this in the front, so it was charging from the boot one. I wanted to test how long this was. So it is extremely long. Now if you have an old car like mine that has a small windscreen or a smaller style car, you are not going to need this amount of wiring, and it's quite a faff to hide all that wiring. So I think I'm going to pay extra for the little kit, which then means that it can be hardwired into the car, onto the battery, so it'll come on when the car does. And just want to say again, with the parking mode, don't leave that on all the time. If you're moving it out of vehicles or putting it away when when you're parked, you might want to put it away. It does say that you do need to make sure you are letting people know they are being filmed, which is very important. So make sure that you do put the sticker that comes with it into your car. And there's advice all in the pack about what to do and how to do that. So I'm going to get this popped back on. It's really easy, just a little magnet, click that into place, and we're going to go and do some driving. And don't mind my daughter is fast asleep. She had ballet this morning, so she's absolutely knackered. And she's only sitting in the front because we are getting a new car seat, hopefully on Monday, which I'm really excited about. Okay, so pop that in. I'm just going to show you what I mean. I picked a really beautiful place to film, but it's really, really sunny. So here we are. There it is in. Let's get that out of the way so you can actually see. And I'm just going to start the car. It should come. There we go. Straight on. Might not be able to see it because it's so bright. I didn't realise I've parked the car in completely the wrong direction. Okay, so I'm going to now do a bit of driving because I've got to head home anyway. And then I'm going to edit it all together so you can see some images from different scenarios, because like I said, we've driven through snow and rain and sleet at night, and I was really curious as to how well this little guy did at night as well. Okay.
Standing work in the cold, like Ned, who delivers post in freezing Yorkshire.
As you can hear, it also records everything going on inside the car, from me coughing because I have a terrible cold, to what's on your radio and conversations in the car as well. I do believe you can turn this off in settings, but just keep that in mind. For under £50, I think this is a complete bargain, giving really good crisp images, even though it's only a 720p HP, and even on those really terrible conditions, it would still give good information, should you need it, if an incident happened. I'm really impressed with my new dashcam, and I think it will give me some great images for my blogs as well. Well done, Nextbase. It's a big thumbs up from me. Make sure you subscribe to my channel for more helpful videos, reviews, a few ones of me washing caravans, going on adventures with our vintage caravan, and doing up our new Sprite Alpine. Lots of love to you all. See you in my next video.